Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single roller coaster at Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. Next video will be ranking every single roller coaster in Branson, but this was my recent trip that I went on this weekend, or last weekend, so I thought it would be a fun video to do. So coming in at number 6 is Thunderation. Now, this ride is a pretty okay Aero Mine Train. It's not terrible, but the ride is just too rough for me. I get people say, oh, but that's just the character of it. Like, it had the roughest lift hill, the roughest turns. That helix was grinding on me. I even prefer Fire in the Hole to this, because at least Fire in the Hole is not rough. I don't get why people rank this as their best Aero Mine Train. I prefer Mini Mine Train at Six Flags over Texas. I know that sounds insane, but I do. Overall, this ride's pretty, not that great. But coming in at number 5 is Fire in the Hole that I just mentioned. This ride is a much better, smoother, funner, and just a great ride for the whole family. You go from some decent drops and turns throughout this ride layout. It's kind of like a dark ride coaster, kind of like you would see at like Dollywood or something. It kind of feels like Space Mountain or Escape from Gringotts, but not even close, because those rides are a lot more newer. This ride's classic, and they're redoing it next year, so I can't imagine how it'll probably stay at number 5. But this ride is leaving the park, so I'm glad I got to ride it before it left. Coming in at number 4, and now the quality jump between these two and these next 4 are big. So don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but my number 4 at Silver Dollar City is Wildfire, the B&M sit-down coaster. Now, I do quite like this ride actually. It has a great strong moment of airtime, but other than that, it doesn't really have any airtime. My favorite inversion is that first one and that Cobra roll. I like those, but all the other inversions kind of fall flat for me. They don't really pull any forces on me. It just kind of felt like I was going upside down, especially the corkscrew. They didn't really do anything. Especially when you compare it to the Batman clothes at Six Flags Parks. Other than that, this ride's pretty smooth, pretty fun. Just overall, pretty good ride. We're coming in at number 3 is Powder Keg. Now, I'm really sad that I didn't get to ride this, because that was a huge bummer. I checked the park app and it was closed. Still sad about that. But my first and maybe, yeah. So I rode this in October 2021, and these thoughts are going from that trip. So it has a powerful launch and more airtime. I feel like this ride has more airtime than Time Traveler. I know that sounds insane. Also, why did people compare this to a hypercoaster? Like, it does not feel like a hypercoaster to me. I get the airtime and kind of the lift hill, but like, does any hyper have a lift hill in the middle of its track and a launch starting off the ride with a conveyor moving? This ride's just weird. This is like a water conversion. So this is in essence conversion of a water ride, but launched coaster. Yeah, this ride's kind of weird, but yeah. So coming in at number 2, and this decision was hard. I couldn't decide if I preferred Outlaw Run or Time Traveler, but I honestly just decided Outlaw Run takes the number 2 spot. This ride is so fun, has so much airtime, so much lateral forces, the best inversions in the park. This ride is just awesome. I do slightly prefer this one to Ein Rattler. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but I see a lot of people put this in their top 10s. But if I rode more coasters, I don't think this would be in my top 10. I've only ridden 50 roller coasters, and it's number 4. But I've only ridden 50 roller coasters, so yeah. This ride, the only reason it's not number 1 is the roughness, and it's too short. Those are the 2 things holding it back. If maybe 10 extra seconds were added, and maybe Silver Dollar City can put some Titan track like they did on Lightning Rod, that would be good. But coming in at number 1 is Time Traveler. Now, this ride is just awesome. You have that amazing first drop out of the station. You spin throughout the entire ride. You get a completely different experience every time. I got a lot of airtime on this. I know that sounds weird, but I actually got some good airtime pops on this ride. My favorite moment was that launch where you stop in the middle of the ride and you just launch out. This is also the first ever Mach Extreme spinning coaster, which is cool. And I've seen Ride to Happiness before, and that ride looks amazing. This is a prototype, but surprisingly it doesn't really have much downtime. I only saw it down once when I was in the line, and that was just because they were putting the second train on. This ride doesn't really have any technical issues, and that's great. This ride's just awesome. If you are a coaster enthusiast, go out, go ride this. This is easily #1 in the park, and it's pretty close with Outlaw Run. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.